Welcome to the TFS Check Printing tutorial, where we will show you step by step how to print a new or reissued check. So if you're ready, let's get started. We begin on the TFS homepage after we have logged in. Notice here that your dashboard will always indicate how many checks you have to print. There are two ways to get your available checks. One, you can expand your checks menu and click on the Print New or Reissued Checks. Or two, you can use the Print Check shortcut button on the toolbar at the top of your home screen. Here in the Print Check screen, you can print any new check or any check that you have asked TFS to reissue. If you simply need to reprint a check, you would select Reprint a Check under the Checks tab to the left. Another nice feature of the TFS system is that it will keep track of your check inventory and let you know when it's time to reorder new checks. At the bottom of the page, you can print a test check if you like. This may be necessary for things like determining how to orient your check stock in the paper tray or to determine the paper feed order. If you choose to print a test check, remember to replace your check stock with blank paper. Select your printer by using this drop-down box to select the correct printer where you want your checks to print. After you click Continue, all available checks will be displayed in a list on the next screen. Use this drop-down to determine how you want that list sorted. You can now select which checks you want to print, but first make sure you enter or verify the correct starting check number. If you need more detailed instructions on any part of this page, simply click on one of the two question marks to get additional help. After entering your starting check number, you must select the direction that your checks will feed from your printer. It's not necessary to change this selection each time you print checks. You can simply set your default check feed order by going to the My Options link in the Manage My Account tab. There are a couple different ways to select and unselect which checks you want to print. One way is to select or unselect all checks with one of the optional Quick Select buttons. Notice as you click these buttons, all checks are selected or unselected. You can also select checks individually. For this tutorial, I will select these two checks. Once I have the checks I want to print selected, I can click the Print Checks button, and I want you to notice that the button also tells you how many checks you have selected. It's so important to make sure that your starting check number is correct that the system will prompt you to double check and make certain that the check stock in your printer matches what you entered as your starting check number. This prompt box is reminding you to make certain that all checks printed properly and that the printed check numbers are correct. After your selected checks print, the system will display how many times each check has been printed and the check number for each one of those as well. Also notice that the system has updated itself to the next unprinted check number. This will remain and automatically populate the next time you come here to print checks. Now, if I need to reprint any checks that may not be correct, I can do that now before I exit the printing screen. I can go ahead and select the check or checks that I want to print, and there's no need to go anywhere else to reprint because I haven't exited this screen yet. It's important to notice any printing errors before exiting this main print screen. If you have to reprint a large batch of checks, you can easily do that from this screen. If you were to exit this print screen before noticing the mistake, you can still reprint the checks, but you have to recall and reprint each one individually. The yellow highlights show where the checks were reprinted and the starting check number has been updated again. Now that I'm certain that all the checks have been printed correctly, I can safely exit the print screen. Now, back on my home page, I can see that I still have two checks left to print, and I can return at any time to print those checks. And if I have to reprint any of the checks that I just printed, I have to recall and reprint each one individually using this Reprint a Check button. Thank you for watching this check print tutorial. Please feel free to contact customer service with any questions regarding check printing.